Social media, it's incredible in so many ways. It allows us to connect with people all over the world. When a young woman named Naomi reached out to me from Kenya, Africa, she told me that she was caring for her elderly grandparents and that she was struggling. And she asked me if I could help by giving her a little bit of money. I didn't know her, and initially I said, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You want to help everybody, but you just can't. And as well, you never know who's reaching out, who people are. But I got curious about what life was like for Naomi and what her world was like. So I was asking questions, and we started exchanging pictures and videos and talking about things like gardening. My wife and I are avid gardeners, and so is Naomi. That's how she feeds her family. She does some farming, and with the extra vegetables, she's able to sell them for the other things that she needs. So we talked a lot about that, and I'm also an animal lover, and I'm very fascinated with wildlife and pets and farm animals that she might have. Her grandparents have a goat and a cow, and that's also how they look after themselves.
I'm in the village. This is my grandparents' home, and I want to show you their lifestyle. This is Africa, in particular Kenya, and I'm just one of the villages. This is how the housing looks like, and the wires here are the ones they used to hang clothes for them to dry.
So we talked for a few weeks. It was surprising to me how much was different about our worlds, but also how much was the same. Some things are just a little harder over there. For example, we have lots of water. We turn on a tap and water would run all day if we want it. But in Naomi's village, they have to trek 2 kilometers each way with a jug to fill that up for the water that they need for their house and for cleaning, for cooking and things like that. It's harder to grow vegetables there too. She was able to make a few dollars a day. On a good day, she could make $3 or $4 at the market with the extra vegetables. And somehow that was enough to carry the family through the month. Naomi actually travels about 5 hours by bus to get to a farm plot that she rents. She's able to grow vegetables there, but she has to stay there for extended periods. And then when she can afford to, she travels back home.
Hi, my name is Naomi from Kenya, Africa. I'm a farmer. I do farming in small scale, yes. I do plant short-term crops like vegetables, carrots and other stuff. Apparently I've planted groundnuts, which I did January. So by January I'll be having my harvest done. So
Naomi reached out to 4 people for help. 3 of them gave her an answer that was very blunt. They thought she was a scammer. I was a police officer for 30 years, and I was always telling people that you do have to be wary of someone reaching out to you on the internet, especially if they're asking for money. But being a cop, I was also able to verify the things that Naomi said. And everything about her request was very truthful. I didn't blame her at all for asking for help. In her shoes, many of us would do the same thing. There was a young boy in some of the pictures, and as we got talking, I asked if that was her son. She said no, not really, because his parents had abandoned him when he was 2. That was 7 years ago. She's been looking after him ever since. And it struck me as a very generous thing that when you don't have an awful lot to share, you could still take in someone else's child. And she shrugged it off as if there was nothing special about that. And she explained that she knew how it felt to grow up without the love and support of parents. She'd been abandoned as well and cared for by her grandparents, but she didn't want Emmanuel to know how that feels. I just thought that was the most amazing thing. I went back to the whole question about what I could do to help. I didn't want it to be a handout or just a temporary solution like a Band-Aid. I discovered a while back that I could make money with videos. And with the videos that Naomi had shared with me, that if I could use these videos and anything it earned, she could have the money. She thought that was a great idea. She's been recording things and sending video, and even Emmanuel is doing the same thing. If I was so fascinated with things in Kenya, surely other people would be too. I also asked her to send me some more. I told her a few clips that I thought that we needed to tell the story, and because data would be costly, I sent a little bit of money up front, and True to her word, she recorded the things I asked for. She also had access to some amazing wildlife videos, giraffes, rhinoceroses, lions, things that we would not see here. So I used those videos and we were able to create a small income. It's been about $100, a little more each month since we started. So Naomi is actually like a videographer and I'm like her editor or publisher. So it's not a handout, it's not charity, it's a job. If you think about it, it's actually more like a small business and we would be business partners. It's amazing to me that two people who will probably never meet could enter into a little business partnership like this and make enough money to make a serious difference for a very deserving family on the other side of the world.